So now let's move on to the Lone Star unit, and this is probably the most confusing of all the units, but it doesn't have to be, so we're going to go through it right now. I made this little drawing here. I colored in this drawing so you can see. This is what I practiced on, and it's similar to what I have here. So I have the solid black is at the tip, and the other tip is here in the center. And that's where I have the polka dot. So my solid black is in black and my polka dot is in brown. Down here I made a little swatch chart of the solid black and the polka dot, just a little to match my colors that I used in the drawing. So then this sort of orange color is the star fabric, the same as we used in the inner border, and I use that in 4 places. So if you look, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 diamonds have that fabric. The solid black had 1 diamond and the polka dot had 1 diamond. Now we have 3 diamonds left, and for those I used this little star fabric. And here those are here. The star fabric is here, and this is the multicolor fabric that I used in the orange. So what we do here is we're going to map. If you look at these numbers on here, here is my dark, my solid black, and that is number S9. So that's going to be for S9. And then if we take this chart here, this is on page 4, I will go down to S9, and there's a fabric swatch for S9. So I take my little swatch for S9 and I'm going to glue it. Now remember that we have used this fabric in all of the 3 groups. So the 7/8 of a yard we needed before, we're now going to have to add another 1/8 of a yard. Right here it tells you you need an 1/8 of a yard. All of these will be an 1/8 of a yard. So we would need a total of 1 yard plus a little bit extra of this solid black fabric for this quilt. And if you look at this diamond here, or let's look at the numbered one. It's numbered S1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you could actually have up to 9 different colors in this diamond. And you would do it the same way. Whatever S1 is, you would map it to S1 over here. So let's do the rest of these. So S1 for me is the polka dot, the black polka dot. And let's cut a swatch and come over here to S1 and put our polka dot. Now let's look at, so we have our S1 and our S9. Then let's look at the our midnight color, our multicolored star. We have 4. We have 7, 8, 6, and 3. So I'm going to need to cut 4 of these fabric swatches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll come over here and let's check the numbers again. S7. So let's look for S7. Put the glue and put the swatch. Then we need S8. Put the glue and the swatch. And our next one is S6. And these look too close to the dark solid fabric, so I'm going to get another piece. Let's do these. So we know those are not the solid. So we have S6 is next, and then S3. Now we should have three. We have three open spots, and that is S4, S5, and S2. And those are all the gray color down here. So let's get three of those. One, let's take that off. 2 and 3. Take these three. Go back up here. So we know they're S4, S5, and S2. So here's S4, S5, and S2. So now we have mapped our colorings from the color layout sheet, and also the same colorings from our Quiltster printout. So if you don't have Quiltster, you can just use your line drawing for everything, and you would map each one the same way. So remember, the Lone Star unit is Group A, and it starts on page 4, and the New York Beauty is Group B, and it starts on page 7, and finally the border is Group C, and it starts on page 10. So after you have done all of that, you should have your 3 sheets filled in with all your fabrics. This is Group A, which are the S1 through 9 fabrics. This is Group B, which are the B1, 2, and 3 fabrics. And finally, this is Group C, with the C1, C2, and C3 fabrics. And if you want to double check your yardage requirements, you would take each fabric at one time, and if you start with S1, you'll look and see that is the black and white polka dot, and I need 1/8 of a yard for that. So I look on the next one, there's no black and white polka dot on this group, and the final one, there is a black and white polka dot on this group. And for this one, I need 1/2 a yard. So 1/2 a yard, which is 4/8, plus 1/8 would be 5/8 of a yard that you need for the polka dot fabric. But I would round it up to make sure that you account for shrinkage and mistakes. Also, please note that this outer border, this C1 fabric, you might also want to use your binding. Use that fabric for your binding because it is on the outer edge. Unless there's another binding fabric you want to use, be sure you add that to your fabric requirements. I've also given you, in the lesson, I've given you the fabrics and the section and the fabric numbers for both this layout and the cover layout. So if you want to match either one of those, it's there for you to download.